Hello, I'm Dr. Prahlada Rao from Mysore. Today I am going to talk about cytokine storm. Cytokine storm is hyperimmune reaction to various types of bacterial infection, viral infection, and autoimmune disorders, which is associated with morbidity and mortality. It is also called macrophage activation syndrome or cytokine release syndrome, etc. Before going to talk about cytokine storm, I will tell a little bit about cytokines. Cytokines are small, soluble protein-like molecules produced in response to the infection or autoimmune disorders by macrophages, mast cells, lymphocytes like T lymphocytes and beta lymphocytes, dendritic cells, epithelial cells, etc. There are various types of cytokines. Chemokines or chemotoxins, they are pro-inflammatory. Interferon, that interferes with the cell replication. Interleukins, inter means in between, leukins means white cells. So interleukins that attracts the lymphocytes to each other. There are various types of interleukins starting from 1 to 35, out of which interleukin 1, interleukin 6 and 12 is more important for us. CSF, colony stimulating factor, which acts on the bone marrow to produce stem cells, which in turn turning into various types of cells according to the need of the hour. And VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor, which helps in angiogenesis. So this cytokine storm can occur in various types of viral infection, bacterial infection, and autoimmune disorders, and even in dengue also. So coming to the pathophysiology, you all know whenever there is infection, at that site there is infiltration of lymphocytes and edema is there. Because of the large amount of cytokines secreted, that is cytokine storm, the vascular endothelial permeability increases because of the vasodilation. Vasodilatation causes thinning of the epithelium, endothelial dysfunction and damage, and I will show in a diagrammatic way here. So this is the blood flow here, and this is all the lung cells. And whenever there is infiltration of the virus that causes cytokine storm, thinning of the epithelium, thinning of the lining, so that the lymphocyte infiltrates into the interstitial tissues. Because of the over-thinning and the permeability of the endothelium increases, along with the lymphocytes, plasma also leaks. So plasma leakage will be there. That causes edema of the area. And because of the edema, there will be no oxygen exchange into the lung cells. And whenever this fluid compartment leaks out, this blood thickens, that the viscosity of the blood increases, which in turn leads to the blood clot. So whenever there is blood clot, naturally the blood flow is obstructed and it avoids the supply of nutrients and oxygen to the various organs, importantly the kidney and liver, and that's how it leads to multi-organ dysfunction and multi-organ failure and ultimately sometimes death also. So this is about pathophysiology. How to diagnose? There is no specific bioassays for this, but mostly the plasma ferritin is used, and if it goes above 1000, this is more significant. Usually in the male, the level is 12 to 360 and in female 10 to 150. Next biomarker is CRP, C-reactive protein, that is produced in the liver in response to interleukin, in response to the infection. And next is D-dimer. D-dimer indicates clot in the veins, venules. If it is less, usually the normal level is less than 500 nanogram, and if it goes above 1500, it is more significant. And next is LDH, which indicates organ damage. This is about the diagnostic procedure. So what happens whenever there is oxygen saturation? The treatment aspect is You have to supplement the oxygen either by way of ventilation, pressure ventilation or ventilator. And to reduce the inflammation, you need to use the steroids like methylprednisolone. And low molecular weight heparin 40 to 60 mg is advisable. And there are so many other latest treatment using inflammatory mediators, immune suppressive therapy, etc. that I'm not going to in detail. This is about the cytokine storm. Thank you very much. Thank you.